Right, it's time for a rant. I mainly try and stay positive on these videos. A task I'll admit I've failed on time and time again. Just call me Arsenal FC, and yes, we've won the league and there will be plenty of content based around that very soon, but it can't have escaped anyone's mind that a snake has escaped from the zoo and made its way to the home of a spoiled, rotten family who have more money and toys than God and will eventually forget about the pet snake before crying out for a new pony. You all chanted for your club to sign Kylian Mbappe while Eden Hazard was being announced. It's like being given an Xbox for Christmas and pissing on the turkey because it's not a Ferrari. I've already reached my peak. Off and deal with it. It's time to go beyond the cop and look at 5 player departures which angered Liverpool fans. Please like and subscribe. It's a really hard list to make this, and we need to get the word out. There's a snake on the loose. It is a matter of vital importance. Number 5, Fernando Torres to Chelsea. It's not in any particular order, this list, because this lot just don't deserve my time or effort. It is a hard knock life for us all, and that. And speaking of hard knocks, look at Daniel Agger put Torres on his arse after he decided to join Chelsea in a move so heinous it looked like something that would appear on Game of Thrones Season 3, Episode 9, but with extra bloodshed and even more fan outrage at seeing one of our favourite characters die in front of our eyes. Back in 2011, Liverpool were in the toilet. Roy Hodgson had just been sucking the soul of the club from the inside out like a dementor, but with worse skin, and we'd have developed a squad that wouldn't look out of place in a Sunday League football match. All of which saw Torres decide to jump ship and join the future resting place of Enzo Maresca's career, Chelsea Football Club, a move which he made in the January transfer window 2011 on deadline day for £50 million, a then British record transfer fee which really pissed off the Liverpool fan base, not just because he left us, but because he went to Chelsea, a side which was the very definition of spending money to fix the problem and the antithesis of Liverpool as a club. We want to believe that top players dream of stepping onto the pitch at Anfield, and that's certainly true nowadays, or so you'd think, but back then we simply couldn't compete with Chelsea's tyrannical spending and their ability to offer regular European football and regular silverware. The move went about as well as the American in-betweeners, but that's beside the point. Number 4, Raheem Sterling. It's genuinely a copy and paste of Torres' move, someone who's carrying the Liverpool team for a period of time, being sold for around £50 million to the newest cash cow in the Premier League, who in 2025 are being fisted by the financial rules and regulations of the Premier League. That last bit has nothing to do with the then transfer, but it needs saying. Enjoy League 2, you bastards. 2013-14 saw us tearing teams apart. The SAS, Coutinho, Gerrard, and of course Raheem the Dream Sterling all showed why they were part of the most fierce attack in English football for that season, before another player, who we're going to mention in part 2 of this list, decided that he was too, in the words of Peter Gabriel, and left us with attackers who had the combined technical ability of a slice of Bertie Bear ham. Sterling saw this, and in a similar vein to Torres, us off quicker than Rose off Jack in Titanic. Never let go, my bollocks. He went to City for £49 million in the summer of 2015, and yeah, he won plenty, which makes this sting just that little bit more, and he became one of the best wingers in the history of Premier League football, but the manner in which he treated our club and its fans towards the end was disrespectful, disgusting, and his move to Arsenal is one of the funniest things I've ever seen. It's the funniest thing I've seen since this woman took a ball to the face from Yaya Toure. Number 3, Steve McManaman. A transfer that happened over 25 years ago, and it very much for being a part of our club's existence. Always hurts when one of your club's own decides that dodging taxes and playing for Madrid is more important than the admiration of the fan base and the chance to cement yourself as a club icon. Genuinely, Steve McManaman is regarded as one of the best English exports in footballing history, and I guarantee if you went to Real Madrid fans and asked what do you think of Steve McManaman, they would boo in your face and demand they sign Alexis McAllister. The man had it all at Liverpool, and after the 1995 League Cup final, he had the world at his feet, but there always remained this expectation and hope that because he was a born and bred Scouser, that he would remain faithful to the Reds. But sadly, in an eerie premonition of Trent Alexander Arnold's career, he decided to move to Real Madrid for free in the summer of 1999, breaking the heart of the entire fan base in the process. After the debacle of his potential move to Barcelona just 2 years before, this seemed inevitable, but losing someone who could have recouped the club a ton of money on a free transfer at a time where we needed leaders in the squad was a move which broke Scout's heart, and to this day he is still the benchmark for Liverpool born players leaving in the name of self-image and money. Number 2, Michael Owen. Ooh, it's the punditry king himself. Michael rude to hospitality workers because he didn't like the rule of 6 during COVID. Owen, a man who broke the hearts of Liverpool fans everywhere by leaving us to go to Real Madrid after running down his contract, seeing us earn just £8 million for a Ballon d'Or winner who finishes our top scorer in every single season since 1998. Outstanding business. Maybe we'll learn from this mistake. Not a chance. Owen was one of the greatest talents on the planet during his ascendancy in the late 90s, early 2000s, seeing Madrid basically spaff into their paella when the player made clear his intentions to move on, believing we as a club were not going in a positive direction. We did have the likes of Jimmy Traore and Harry Kewell in our ranks, so I can't say I particularly blame him for thinking this, but we did win the Champions League the following season because we scored 3 goals, meaning that all 3 shots went on target, because when we hardly shoot, we hardly ever score. Expert analysis from me right there. Owen's move was a piss take, to say the least. We lost one of the top talents in Europe for a fee that nowadays wouldn't pay for a player's signing on wage, and he did it without even the slightest hint of regret. He did try and rejoin, but not a chance was that going to happen after Newcastle bid £16 million for him, and he later shot his credibility in the head by moving to Man United on a free transfer, and a move so heinous is up there with Boris Johnson partying during lockdown and the music of Pitbull. And number 1, Trent Alexander Arnold. I've missed some massive names off this list. There will be a part 2. Luis Suarez, who made us feel like we, as a club, was simply not big enough to keep hold of world-class talent. Felipe Coutinho, who's moved to Barcelona, was one of the most dragged-out sagas in transfer history, but at least we got some shiny new toys in the divorce, and the likes of Mascherano, Alonso, and Cham were but it's Trent's fault that this list is reduced down to 5, because there is a lot to say. Every single person with a voice in the world of football has given their thoughts and opinions regarding TAA's decision to leave Liverpool at the end of the season, bringing a conclusion to a 20-year relationship and showing that words mean all. Trent owes us nothing. Alright, it's his career and it's his life. He can do what he wants. I really couldn't care less, because others have left and we've got over it. Better players have left and we've moved past it. But leaving this club on a free transfer when you know your worth and value as a player, discussing a potential move away as early as 2023, but still stringing the club and its fan base along for the better part of 2 years is quite simply betrayal. The lad can't remember the game against Man United because it was the first game after Real Madrid put a bid in for him, but he will still adamantly say he's give 100% at all times. He's someone who's dreamed of being captain one day for Liverpool and said so himself, but will say it's a childhood dream to play for Real Madrid, and he's someone who is trading us at one of the greatest times in this club's modern history for a team who have a track record of treating some of the greatest talents in modern football like puppets who will have the strings cut the minute they don't dance the way the club and its fan base want them to. He is a unique talent, the likes of which I have never seen before, and as a local lad there's an expectation and a certain rose-tinted way we look at all of his business, but this move to this club for this type of transfer is heartbreaking, and if he does take part in that title parade, he's going to get booed every time he touches that trophy, and that's a shame to see. Thank you for the memories, thank you for the trophies, but your legacy, like our hearts, has been destroyed.